there's this thing in this like friendship where it's like, hey, you got my back, Matt. You got my back. You got my back. And the truth is, a real friend, like they don't need you to have their back. They got their own back. And let's just come together and we can go further together. You take care of you, I'll take care of me. I won't blame you for anything. You don't blame me for anything.
Yep.
And then let's just support each other and move forward. But when you're surrounded by a ton of people that you respect, you step the fuck up. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Built for More podcast. I'm here with my co-host, the handsome, the successful, the incredibly fit, and overall amazing father and great leader, Matthew Smith.
What's up, dude? I'm not
Dude, what's
incredibly fit yet. I'm working on it. I'm getting back there. So
hey,
give me
dude.
give me another 8 weeks.
I wish if Gene, our editor, if you're watching this, pop up the photo of the old Matt and then the Matt of today, and you are fit, my friend. You are fit. But I appreciate the high standards. I do. I do.
Of course.
We are, dude, we're recording this on February 3rd. It actually probably should drop today too. So, man, we're already a month into 2026.
Dude, where did January go, right?
Dude, it's crazy.
Not
It's
only
crazy.
is it 2026, but we're already a month into it.
It's
Nuts.
insane. Insane, dude. And I want to get into something today that I think is going to be important to talk about, which is whether you're a leader and you're listening to this, and or you're an agent that's listening to this, or you're just a business person, entrepreneur, parent, friend, whatever it may be. I think one of the big things that we can talk about, which is the difference between leading an emotion-based life and leading a principle-based life. And so and I think whenever you're looking into your year and you're wanting to get better, um, I think it's really important that we move from emotion to principle. And in fact, that's really what maturing is. It's really actually what going from a child to an adult is. And unfortunately, what happens a lot of the times for leaders or for human beings is we actually never transcend into being the mature adult. Which a mature adult, the definition of like a mature adult is is someone who lives in principle. A child lives based on emotion, and if you have children, you're listening to this, and I know you have children. Um, the goal actually of raising a child is to teach them principles. Am I right?
100%, dude. My 13-year-old hates my principles, which means that they're working, right? I get
Yes.
the eye roll. Dad, another lesson. Yep, 100%.
Yep.
Man, and I think it's like as you said that there's a quote that I've heard many times that I just wrote down so I wouldn't forget. But what's the difference in a child and an adult? Children do what feels good. Adults devise a plan and follow it.
Mhm.
If I look back at the last 12 months of your life, are you a child or an adult? So
Mhm.
many people are a child in adult skin because they always think they need to feel good.
Mhm.
The reality is if you're chasing feeling, you're never going to get it. You got to devise a plan and follow it. And then once you follow the plan and you follow it for a long enough period of time, then you start to get the results. And then the feeling of feeling good comes because it's a feeling of accomplishment. It's a feeling of fulfillment because you actually kept the promises you made to yourself.
Mhm.
So everyone that's chasing feelings, you're like chasing the wrong thing.
Mhm.
Like you're just being a child. You're being immature,
Yeah.
literally, right?
Yeah. And I would say this, if you want to chase anything in life, guys, uh, you want to chase truth.
Mm.
And that's where the principles lie, is in the truth. And what happens is when we try to avoid the truth, it's usually we get stuck in a thing called justification. And I will tell you this, guys, justification, if you find yourself in justification, justification equals poverty. And it's important to think, and this is what ends up happening. Poor people, they overthink the little decisions each day, whether they're
Yep.
going to show up, whether they're going to make their daily connects, whether they're going to recruit, whether they're going to have that hard conversation, whether they're going to implement that thing that they know they need to implement, whether they're going to go to the gym. They overthink all of those things and they're very impulsive about big decisions. They fucking buy the big ass car that they can't afford. They go on that $30,000 vacation that they put on their credit card. They go and buy that, whatever watch, or they buy that thing, whatever, for their spouse to save the relationship, and they underthink big decisions,
Mm.
or and so they're impulsive about big decisions. And so What the wealthy do is they're quick to act on those little things each day, and then they plan out and think about the big decisions. Right? They plan out what house they're going to buy. They plan out the car. Does this make sense? They sit down and they go over the budgets and they go, can I afford this? Because we know there's a difference between being able to pay for something and be able to afford it. And so they look at these bigger decisions. Like, guys, hate to tell you this, poor people are impulsive about who they marry, right? Rich people plan it out. It's a big decision. And so we need to behave that way before we are that person. And so what Matt and I are going to jump into today is we're going to give you some things that we think you can work on with regards to uh, moving more towards principle and away from emotion. Okay. Because what we don't want is a bunch of Peter Pan motherfuckers. Okay. Which is a 40-year-old grown adult that acts like a child that's living off emotion every single day, right? They can't regulate their emotion, that cannot stay steady during the storm, that every ounce of chaos freaking, wrecks their day. Um, it's like, gosh, if they get a piece of gum stuck on their shoe and they're headed, I use this analogy, it's like they're headed towards the goal and they're walking down the street, they get a freaking piece of gum stuck on their shoe, they sit down on the sidewalk, they bitch about the gum, they try to get someone over. What happened? Are you okay? Oh no, I got this gum on the bottom of my shoe. It freaking ruins my day. Unbelievable. And then there's those that just keep walking.
Yeah.
And so, what we want you guys to do is to live by principle. This is something that saved my life, and I'm going to give you some things that I think will help you in this. Um, because emotion is that if I see this, the number one killer in people that have potential but don't apply it is because they start and stop. Would you agree?
100%, man. And dude, like you're so good at going super, super in depth on this stuff because like what you shared on justification, I've shared in so many different ways, but I've never broken it down that granular before. And I think that was so good if people go back and listen to that, because what we do is we justify things to ourselves so that we start to feel good. And one of the things that I've like that I teach other people that I've learned is that I've done 75 hard 5 times, and it's an intense mental toughness challenge. It's not a physical fitness challenge. It's all about mental toughness. Now, will it help you become more physically fit? Sure. But the mental part, like everyone sees like in the challenge like that, they see the physical results. I'm telling you, the mental results are 10x. You just can't see them. And so like that's where I think like a lot of that justification and things people come in like will justify certain things and be like, well, it's just one this. It's just I'm just waiting 1 hour. I'm just skipping this morning. I'm just hitting the snooze button today. And it's like I'm just stop. It's like a yeah, but just get rid of the I'm just in your life. Get rid of the yeah, buts and just do it anyway. And one of the things that I learned, a principle that I teach people is like I call it a production pivot, and it's in 75 hard. Like there's times where I didn't want to do the outdoor workout because it was cold and rainy and like I had blisters on my feet. I just didn't want to do it. But I went back to and I got out of the emotion, went back to the principle. And what I taught myself was you got to have some sort of trigger. I learned this a combination of Ed Milet and Andy Frisella is your brain needs a trigger to get back on track. And so literally I would snap out loud whenever it's something that my mind was negotiating, trying to talk me out of something I know I needed to do. In this case, an outdoor workout. For you, it could be not eating the cookie or the cake. For you, it could be not going to the gym or sleeping in. For you, it could be not making your connects for the day. Whatever it may be, if you can develop a trigger and the instant your brain starts coming up with an excuse or a justification not to, drop everything and do it right then. If you do that and you like literally, I will snap out loud because it's like a trigger for me to get into action immediately. And if you can develop that habit, the world is yours for the taking. And then it becomes now that is who you habitually become because you stop justifying why you shouldn't and you start doing the things that you know you should do. And that's where life becomes like so grand because you have so many people in this world. Dustin, I talked to my team about confidence in our Monday motivation this week. And everyone is looking for more. I said, how many of you are want to have more confidence in 2026? Everyone raised their hand. I said, well, where are you looking for it? People were like in videos and motivational thing and this thing and my bank account, whatever it may be. And I'm like, well, you're looking in the wrong spot. The only place you will find confidence is in the mirror because you got to be confident with yourself. And it comes down to keeping the promises that you make to yourself. And I think so many of us make like to use that justification thing, we allow other things or excuses to justify why we can't or why it won't work for us or must be nice for this person. And we find all these reasons to justify instead of just spending, way less energy and just doing the thing we know we need to do.
Mhm. Yep, you're right, man. And it's funny when it comes to confidence too. Is when you do the thing and you keep the promises that you made to yourself. Um, you start to move in that path of confidence because now you're giving yourself an experience that actually disinvalidates those old bullshit beliefs. And one reason people struggle with it is because of insecurity. And so one thing that you want to do, this is why it's so important to have a coach or a mentor or have somebody that you can talk to that's a safe place for you to talk. You got to get those insecurities out. So
Mm.
it's like, what are you insecure about? And you need to write them down. You can tell somebody about them. Okay. Because once you get the insecurities out, they lose power. And then you get to verbalize it and you get to hear it. And then it's like, okay, so what action would we need to take to eliminate that? And then we take the action. And then that's how confidence is built. It's built by it's self-trust, and it's built brick by brick by promise kept to promise kept to promise kept to promise kept. Super important. All right, let's jump into. I'm gonna walk you guys through something, and Matt is too, is emotion versus principle. Okay, so I'd write this down if you're listening to this right now, guys. Emotion is impulse driven. It struggles with delaying gratification. It gives into the emotion. And here's a principle I'm going to give you guys: emotions lie. Okay, emotions lie. And what we think is, if we're after these positive emotions, and once I feel these positive emotions, and I'm going to chase positive emotions, I will tell you this: chasing a positive emotion in itself is a negative experience. Okay,
Say that again. That's so good.
consistently chasing a positive emotion in itself is a negative experience. It's what a child does. They're impulsive. Okay, and I'll tell you this: you're going to be impulsive in business, you're going to lose. Okay, it's the inability to delay gratification is what it is. And so and here's what I'll tell you about emotions too: being able to feel what you deem a negative emotion and working through it, not around it, through avoiding it, working through it in itself is a positive experience. It's how you get to discipline. And so, one thing that we have to realize is the difference between adults and a child, and this is leverage for you, because if you operate out of emotion, like I don't like highly, so people are like, I'm highly emotional. It's just saying I'm still a child. Okay, because everybody feels emotion, but what do you do in spite of the emotion? And you know this if you've grown in your life. Positive emotion follows action.
Mm.
If you chase positive emotion without action, you're chasing a drug. You're chasing a drug. So if you're trying to feel positive emotion with very little action, no different than a drug. Okay. Like procrastination gives you that quick hit. Avoidance gives you that quick hit. A drug gives you that quick hit, right? That meal you know you shouldn't be eating gives you that quick hit. What happens when you go after those quick hits all the time? Afterwards, you feel like shit. But if you have the pain of discipline, the negative emotions that come with discipline, okay, or that like the resistance sometimes that you feel, if you move through that and you take action anyways, and you do what's right regardless of how you feel, what happens on the other side of that is actual positive emotion. You're proud, you're fulfilled, you're excited. You're like, damn, I did it. You give yourself an experience that goes against what you believed before, which is chasing positive emotion all day long. Okay.
So good.
Here's what here's what I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to give you three things. I'm going to give you, and I want Matt's take on this. If you want to live in principle, guys, we have to chase truth. Okay. Write this down. Growth is the constant pursuit of the truth. Okay. And you can't pursue truth with justification present. So one way to enter truth is to eliminate justification and to eliminate self-judgment. And I'm going to give you three things really quick that'll help you do this. Okay. Number one, if you want to live by principle, I write the word principle down right now. And under that same P, I want you to write the word pause. So principle's best friend, brother, freaking principle's dad, whatever you want to say. Principle's best friend is pause. So if you're going to learn to live in principle and lead in principle, you got to learn to pause. Okay. And here's what we do in pause. Number one, you've got to start to get genuinely curious. Genuinely curious. Here's what I get this a lot, Matt. I'm sure you do. You get people hitting you up all the day asking questions. Hey, dude,
Oh yeah.
how do I grow my business? How do I make more money? How do I do this? How do I do that? Right? What I find is people ask questions they actually don't care to know the fucking answer to
All the time.
all the time. So here's what genuine curiosity is, guys. When you ask the question, you actually have to want to know what the answer is. Okay? So you got to be genuinely curious. Your growth stops when curiosity is gone. I see it all the time when people get up, they make 200 grand, they make $1 million, they make 5 million bucks or whatever, and they literally erase curiosity out of their life. And they're like, I don't know why I'm in a funk. It's like, dude, you stopped. Write this down. You cannot grow without being curious. Growth cannot be present without curiosity. Think about it. You walk into a seminar without curiosity. You ain't taking shit down. I used to get it all the time. I get coaching clients. We sit on the call. They don't bring any curiosity to the call. You built a wall and it can't penetrate your psychology. And your psychology is the number one way that you're going to grow. The bottleneck of any leader is their psychology, period. And so you got to start with genuine curiosity. Number two, you got to ask in that pause, you got to ask questions of accountability. Okay. Matt, how often do your agents try to distract you from the actual system and process that they need to be following?
Every day.
Every day. And your job is to what? Hold the what?
Hold the standard.
Hold the standard. Your job is to hold the damn standard. And so here's what questions of accountability look like with your agents. Okay. I had an agent come in the other day. She's like, Dustin, I'm like, what's up? She's like, hey, I got a question for you. I'm like, hit me. She goes, hey, I got this listing. This guy wants to list his property. It's a phenomenal property. It's 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,800 square feet. It's got a pool in the backyard, 2 car garage. I go, great. He wants to list it for $699. And I go, there's no way it's worth $699. She goes, I know. So what scripts would you use as a way to get them down 125,000? And I said, before we move on to that, okay, because you got to earn your right to have a quality conversation with me. Before we get to that, how many connects have you made so far this week?
Mm.
And can I see your connect sheet? Questions of accountability. You're not going to get me off track. You're trying to go, oh, she finally got one or he finally got one on the hook, right? Because the chances of you getting that down 125,000 and putting all your energy and all your stuff into that, you know what the answer to your question is? How do I get them to lower the price? You go get another listing.
Yep.
The only way you're going to go get another listing is hitting your connects today. And if you're not in the habit of getting the connects, this is what I know. Pressure is what poor agents use when they don't make enough calls. Okay? Pressure is what your agents will use on people when they don't make their connects every single fucking day. Okay? So it's your job to get them back, and you got to ask those questions of accountability. Like if Matt got on the call and he didn't say this today, but I go, Matt, how you doing, brother? And Matt goes, I'm tired, man. My first question is going to be like, how's your sleep? My second question is going to be like, what have you been eating before bed? My third question is going to be, what's your nightly routine look like? Because what I'm searching for, guys, what a lot of people like to do is they like to, if I've got a rash on my side, which for whatever reason, every winter I get like dry skin on my side, I can treat the rash, or I can figure out what the fuck is causing the rash.
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to find out what's causing your problems in your life and or your business is through asking questions of accountability. Stop diagnosing the symptom and start trying to find the cause of it. Does this make sense, guys?
Yep.
So, genuine curiosity. Number two, questions of accountability. So, what does that look like? Agent leaves my team. God, why doesn't anyone appreciate me? And why does this always happen to me at this time of year? And why can't I ever get anything freaking right? And why is it I've worked for 18 years in this business. Why can't I have this figured out? Are those good questions or bad questions? Those are questions of a victim.
Yep.
Questions of a victim. Here's what questions of accountability look like. What can I learn from this? What could I have done differently in the past to make sure that this didn't happen? What systems and processes can we put on within our onboarding system so we can actually make it to where these people are getting into productivity faster? What can I do as far as my leadership is concerned? What do my check-ins need to look like? Make sense?
100%.
I was on the plane with my investor, Mark, the billionaire guy, and he has 450 agents. He's in the annuities business, and he was texting. He's like, oh, I got to hit up one of my agents. I'm like, da 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 da. I'm like, you still talk to all your agents? This guy's a billionaire. Okay, you still talk to all your agents? He goes, oh yeah, I talk to the top 20%. And by the way, we don't really talk like real estate stuff, or like we don't talk like our systems and process. Oh, I talk to the top 20% almost every day. I go, every day? He goes, if not every other day, all the time. I got about 50 people that I talk to almost every day or every other day inside of my organization. I'm like, man, got around somebody who's holding me a little bit accountable,
Yep.
right? And so, questions of accountability. What would that look like? What do I need to? I'm tired today. What would I pause? What would I need to do in order to get better sleep? What would my nightly routine need to be like? What would I need to, what time would I need to eat at to where I wasn't digesting my food in the middle of the night? If I got enough water throughout the entire day, would I have to get up in the middle of the night and pee less? Does this make sense?
Yep.
Questions of accountability. That's what someone principle based lives off. And then third is emotional regulation because you're going to need discipline. And so self sabotage, the definition of self sabotage is simply the inability to regulate emotion. The inability to regulate emotion. Because here's what's going to happen, guys. Okay. And Matt, I want you to rock this one with me. Um, I got this up here. So here's what happens when you don't regulate emotion, guys. So you can be genuinely curious, guys. You can ask questions of accountability and have the right answers. And these are the people that have all the potential that I love, that are awesome, but they don't get the fucking results. And for the longest time, I'm like, what is it? They have the potential. They ask the right questions. They actually take the right actions, but they're still not getting the results. Here's why. I'm wearing, do you remember this hat, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a dickhead because of it. Uh, we went to the stadium course at Scottsdale TPC. And as you guys know, if you follow us, Matt took my money, but I got this hat. So what we did is, how many holes did we play that day, Matt?
18.
18. So if we play golf, you know that golf is 18 holes, right?
Yep.
So let's just say we're going to play again, Matt. You down with that?
Oh, yeah.
But instead of betting what we bet last time, which I think I ended up giving you a couple $100, instead of doing that, on hole one, let's play for 10 cents. You cool with that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we play hole one. I absolutely smoke Matt. I get an eagle on a par four, like I do. Matt triple bogeys it.
Would
Okay.
never happen, by the way.
Matt triple bogeys it. So it is what it is. I'm kidding.
This is what Dustin dreams about at night.
He's not wrong.
This
I
is
do
this
dream
is
about
where his non-sleeping analogy came from. He can't
it.
sleep because of these dreams.
He's not lying. I dream about work and golf. Um, so I go, you know what? You pay me my 10 cents. I go, that doesn't feel very good, Matt. That wasn't enough. I go, you down if we double it the next hole? 20 cents.
Yeah.
Cool. I go, instead, let's just do this. Let's just double it every hole. Is that cool?
Yep.
Cool. So on hole one, we play for 10 cents. On hole two, we play for 20 cents, 40 cents, 80 cents, $1.60, 3.20, right? And by hole nine, we play for $25.60. Okay. Is either one of us getting rich off that?
Nope.
No. I think the total, if you were to win every single hole, you would maybe come out with like $35, something around there. Okay.
Yep.
And so we get to hole nine. And this is your business, you guys. This is your recruiting. This is your weight. This is your relationship with your spouse. This is everything. Okay. And I want this to hit for you. If Matt's goal is to come out and make a shit ton of money off me that day, and by hole nine, we're only playing for $25, it doesn't excite him, right? Matt's a millionaire. It don't excite Matt. $25. What? $25? That's not enough. So what Matt does is he walks off the course. He goes, Dustin, I appreciate the 9 holes. I'm good, man. We'll play another time. And that's what all you guys do with your business. You take the action, you do the things you need to do, but you get to you get 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 12 weeks in. Dude, you're going to live for the next 50 plus years. You're only 3 weeks in and you're going to stop. You think you're going to work for 3 months and change your entire life? You think you're going to work and you're going to make connects for 3 weeks and it's going to change your entire business and overnight you're going to make $1 million? Here, I'll say it for you. You're out of your fucking mind. I tell you this to people. I go, you're unwilling to play the back nine. The back nine's where all the juice is. When you're tired, when it's been a long day, it's hotter outside, you're sweating, right? You got shit to do. Your phone's starting to ring because you started at 7 a.m. in the morning, right out on the golf course. It's now freaking 9 o'clock, 9:30. People are awake now. You're getting the business calls again. It's hotter outside. It's Arizona. Start to sweat. And you go, this isn't worth it. It's only $25. I go, yeah, because you don't play the back fucking nine. Because you were to pay the back nine on hole 18, we'd be playing for $13,000. $13,107 on hole 18. See, when you start and stop, you don't allow for your efforts to compound. Why? Because you struggle with emotional regulation. You have the inability to regulate emotion. And if you're an actual savage, like me and Matt, we go play another 18. So that means on the next hole, we're playing for $26,000 on hole one of the next 18. Hole two, we're playing for almost $54,000. Hole three, we're playing for $108,000. Hole four, we're playing for like Matt could not work all year this year and still make multiple six figures. Why? Because of decades of compound work. Decades of compound work. So you guys got to quit playing the front fucking nine.
So good.
You're lighting the snowball on fire while it's only halfway down the hill. And you wonder why you don't get any big ass snowball at the end of the hill. And so that's what emotional regulation will do for you guys. So number one is genuine curiosity. Number two, questions of accountability. So we got to pause. Principle is pause. Pause and principle are the same thing. Okay. Pause, genuine curiosity, ask questions of accountability, and then you got to learn to emotionally regulate because I need you playing the back nine, but then I need you going out and playing another 18. I need you playing 36 holes a day. 36 holes a day. You know what people that are not that into golf do? They play 9 holes every now and again. Those ones that are super into it, they're playing 4, 5, 6 rounds a week. It's exhausting. It's tiring. Sometimes 2 rounds a week, especially if you're competitive. 2 rounds a day. If you're a competitive golfer and you want to be one of the best, you want to be paid like a professional golfer, you got to get multiple rounds in, man. And then you got to learn from it. You feel me on that, Matthew?
Oh yeah, so good. And dude, I've heard that analogy before, but dude, I love the story that you tied to it, and it's so true. The first thing that I wrote down when you started talking at the opening of this podcast, the first line, the first bullet I wrote was instant gratification. And like I just believe that that is a huge, huge problem with so many of us. And I think society wants us to believe that that's true. Society has conditioned us to like we live in a instant gratification world. I can get anything I want in a heartbeat right here on the palm of my phone. I can get anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I snap my fingers and doorbell's ringing with groceries, right? And so there's so many things that have happened, like advancements in technology and just so many things that have happened in our world that like that is our expectation is that we want that gratification, we want that emotional high, we want it quick. But I believe that your ability to delay gratification is directly correlated to the level of success you will or will not have. Meaning that the more that you can delay that need for gratification, so I can do the work and I can stay head down and not pick my head up and look for the results, and I can just fall in love with the process over and over and over again. The longer that I can do that without having to pick my head up and say, where am I at? The more successful I will be in life. The people that struggle is because, like, so use your golf analogy, but let's tie it to real estate. Let's say it's an agent that's making their calls, making their connects, right? They get their connects in for the first day, no results. Surprise, surprise, right? Like you can't lose 20 pounds in a day because you went to the gym one time, right? It takes like the compound effect is real. But the agent that can do something like here's what I've learned in my world is can you change your entire life in 90 days? No. But can you change the trajectory of your life in 90 days? In real estate, I believe you
Absolutely.
can. I believe
Absolutely.
you can. And so what I
Absolutely.
coach is that you got to get rid of the instant gratification. You got to fall in love with the process, the process, the process, the process. And in real estate, it's a contact sport, baby. You got to have conversations with people. And if you figure out what that metric is and you hit it every single day for the next 90 days, and you have just a little bit of self-awareness that you can learn and progress as you grow, you will not recognize your real estate business 90 days from now. The trajectory of your life could be changed forever. But the reason it hasn't is because you got 3 weeks in and said, this shit doesn't work for me. You didn't even make it to, you're on hole six. Right? And so it's like the expectation that we have is the problem. It's because we see, and part of it is just again in societies, you got the Instagram entrepreneur, you got the people selling courses on how to build a course. And the only thing they've ever done is built a course to sell you. And it's like they're posing in front of Lamborghinis and all these mansions that aren't even theirs. And it's like this false narrative that people that are wanting to achieve fall for the trap and believing that that's success, but it's not. The real prize, don't get me wrong, money's great, like having nice things, all that's great. But the real prize is who you become in the process. And you can't skip that step. Because the cool part about that is if you become better, no one can ever take it away from you. Dustin, maybe you know the stats. I don't know the exact stats, but I know it's staggering of people who like win the lottery and they become overnight multi millionaires. People that retire from the NFL have all this money. What percentage of them go broke in 5 years? It's the overwhelming majority of them. Why? Because they didn't build the habits and routines and rituals of someone who could manage that kind of money or that kind of life. And I think so many people skip past that because if you want to achieve, you have to first become. And so many people want to skip the becoming part because it's challenging, it's hard. But you doing the hard thing gets you those positive emotions that Dustin was talking about. And I think so many people are they're looking for that feeling that like they want the drug, like you mentioned earlier, of that drug of excitement and energy and like everything. I feel like I'm having so much fun right now, and life should be all fun and sunshine and rainbows. Here's the truth: winning is more fun than fun is fun. I've never seen some motherfucker winning that have a big ass smile on his face. You want to go have more fun? Go out and fucking win. That's fun. Go out and win life. Go out and win business. Go out and win relationships. Go and win financially. Go win in your fitness and your health and your nutrition. That's where fun really is. And so many people are looking outside of self for all of these things that they want. And the answer is in the mirror, always. And you got to realize that it doesn't happen overnight. And the cool part is the longer that it takes for you to acquire, the more lessons that you learn inside and the better you have become in the process. And it's way less likely for it to vanish or disappear because of who you have became in the process. I made a post on social and sent out an email around must be nice. And that was the theme, must be nice. Because I think so many people like look at Dustin and they look at his success and his developments and his team, and they don't look at his golf game for this, but everything else in his life. And they're like, it must be nice. But the reality is, like, when people have that must be nice mentality, what they're really doing is they're telling the universe they don't want it. They're telling whatever you believe in that that's not for me because you think that Dustin got lucky. And you tell yourself that to justify you not doing the work you know you need to be doing. But the mere fact that you literally are saying that, hey, that must be nice for him to have that. It must be like it's just some people just get lucky. It's like you have no clue the work that's been put in for people to live the lives that they live now. You just don't. And the cool part is the more successful people that I start hanging around, they don't have the must be nice mentality. They have the fuck yeah, I'm proud of you. Way to go. It's crazy but the poor people must be nice. Life's not fair. Wealthy people, successful people, people that are winning in other areas of life, they're like, dude, I'm so proud of you. I think there's a common theme there. And I learned, speaking of the must be nice, here's a different mentality. I heard this. I think it was Alex Ramosi, and he said it was a video, and he said I'm paraphrasing here, but it was something to the effect of, "If you want to hear a little bit of my dirty side, like the devil inside of me, the vengeance inside of me. When people say must be nice, I just respond with, yeah, it is." He said, because I just eliminated a competitor. They really think it's just there's some success fairy that sprinkles success dust, and I just became lucky. That
Well,
rather than me justifying the work that it took for me to get here, I just eliminated a competitor, so I'm going to keep winning.
you know why winners like winners though?
Why?
Because a winner is genuinely curious. So when you find somebody who's genuinely winning on a high level, how does a winner approach that winner? They go, dude, you're crushing it. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
so
This is
good.
awesome. By the way, what are you doing?
Hmm.
Like, what is it that you've implemented? Dude, I've seen a shift in who you are, like a shift in your leadership. It goes back to the step one of what we just talked about on the podcast, was genuine curiosity. That's why winners love being around winners. Like, dude, you're winning? Yes, let's hang out. Not you're winning, lucky. Not you're winning, really. Must be nice. None of that bullshit. They don't meet it with bitterness. They meet it with genuine curiosity because that's what it takes in order to start being principle based.
So good.
Because emotion based, here's the three E's of emotion. Ready? Emotion, ego, enemy. Principle based, when you're in emotion, guys, I'll tell you this, you're only thinking about yourself. Okay. People who live in principle, they learn to pause and they focus on the process, not themselves. That's it. And I've said this before to you guys. I had at someone in my office, like this was, 6, 8 months ago. They came up to me, they're like, Dustin, how are you doing today? And no one really ever asked me that. And I paused and I thought about it. And I'm like, I'm not really focused on how I'm doing. I've got shit to do and I've got a process to follow. I'm just not focused on my emotions. I've got shit I got to do. And so I'm going to do it. And what happens when you follow the process in your principle based, you pause and you process, process, dude, the emotions lose power. The emotions lose power.
So good.
Um,
Yeah, I got one. Like, I'm curious.
yeah.
So I love that you tied that into number one. I'm curious. So we've both done thousands of coaching calls at this point, right?
Mhm.
And I'm curious if you've noticed a common theme with the type of questions that you get with certain coaching clients. Meaning, like, if you had to say, what are the common themes that you found of questions that you get or inquiries from coaching clients that are winning at the high level versus the ones that are struggling? Have you noticed a difference in the types of questions that they ask?
A 1,000%. It's not even close.
What's the difference you've noticed?
So in somebody who's losing, is they're constantly looking. So oftentimes they'll put their success on me. So they'll ask questions like, "Hey, can you send me over all? I thought I was going to get more like systems and processes from you. Can you send me over all like your scripts and all of your like your onboarding stuff? And can you send all that to me?" And I'm like, "Sure." Do you think me sending this to you is going to solve your problem? Question of accountability, right? Or they'll ask questions like I had a guy the other day. He's like, dude, I'm just freaking drowning right now, man. He's like, what would you do right now if you needed to make like $100,000 like fast? And I paused and I said, back to questions of accountability. That's what a good coach does. I said, you made $450,000 last year. Yeah. What are your spending habits like?
Yep.
I see you got those $800 Nikes on and you got that brand new whip. So they ask
I've
questions
had
that are
some of those conversations recently.
Yeah, they're questions that are based in projection, quick fixes, trickery. Um, they want to cut corners of some sort. They ask
They're
questions
looking
of
for
like
the quick answer. Like, well, if
yeah,
you give me your system, it'll fix everything. And it's
that's not
like
true.
like I could have someone else that is so I could trade Dustin. I'll use Dustin's example. Dustin could trade places with that person who's struggling in their business, and they could be in Dustin's business and Dustin be in his business. In 90 days, they'd both transform. It has nothing to do with the system. Systems and processes are important. But without this stuff and the depth of who you have become and who you are as a leader, they're not worth the paper they're written on.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
So where I was going with that, man, is like I've noticed
And
it too. It's like it's number two, questions of accountability, right?
yeah.
Like the people that are winning and like are built for more community. Everyone's winning, but they're all our type of people, right?
Mhm.
And they're all like they're number one, they show up ready to contribute. They're always curious, and their questions are like accountability based, not, hey, what do I get from this? Right? They're always like they show up and they're always like in that accountability, and they're looking for like solutions as well, not just like the band-aid fix, which is I see a lot of people struggling. They're looking for a band-aid instead of the actual solution.
Another thing too, what I noticed too with those that are winning, they have different problems each week because they're taking
Yeah.
action. So like Brittany, who's in our who's phenomenal, she's in our Built for More community. Like the text that we get from her in our group text, like as we guide her through her journey of becoming this incredible leader, which she already was before she
Yep.
met us, right? I know you coached her, but she already was, but she brings us something new every week. Like it's not the same thing over and over and over again because she's taking action, she's moving forward. So when you're moving forward on the trail, you have different freaking mile markers. Like you got different checkpoints, and you stop in. You're like, hey, okay, so I'm at this now fork in the road, Dustin. I just met with a builder. I met with another builder. How would you, what would you go to them as far as marketing is concerned? How would you enter that? What is have you seen that works when it comes to getting developers and builders on board? Great, and then comes over to you. Hey, Matt, I'm looking to expand. I'm looking to go into this other location and recruit this team in to join my team. What I know you're in multiple locations out in Missouri. What is it that you would do? What are some things you need to look for?
Yep.
How would you need to look for that? And then Matt just asks questions of accountability. And then you know what she says most of the time? I got my answer, and we didn't even have to answer it for her because we just asked questions of
Wasn't that so
accountability.
good?
Yeah, that was good. That was what
Yeah.
yesterday. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, and so
Um,
like man, but that's also like as you were saying, like I'm the commonalities that I've observed in the people that I'm privileged to coach and in our community is like the ones that continue to level up and win at higher and higher levels are the ones they come up, they're very curious. Um, they're willing to be held accountable. They don't dismiss what was taught or learned or the lesson, and they go apply it immediately.
mhm.
And so when they come, it's not the same problem because that to them, that problem is they got the answer and they're implementing the solution next versus the person that is struggling is, well, that's not going to work for. They're already justifying why it won't work and they're afraid to do it. They just don't implement the thing. And so it's just the same problem that compounds and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It shows up as a different label, but it's just the same problem.
Correct. 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 And I'm going to end it with this on the people that I see killing it too, man. And this is going to sound however it sounds. I don't give a fuck. Um, uh, and I'll prove this to you. Okay. Let's just say you're struggling right now. Okay. You're struggling right now in your business. And I said, okay, here's what I'm going to do, dude. Let's say you live in Nashville, Tennessee, and you're like, man, I'm struggling. I'm not doing well. I'm struggling here, struggling there. I go, cool. I'm going to come live with you for 30 days. I'm going to live with you. I'm going to wake you up in the morning. You're going to go to work with me and I'm going to watch you work for 30 fucking days. Okay. And you're going to work right in front of me. I'm going to do my work in front of you. You're going to do your work in front of me. Okay. And then you're going to eat with me. You're going to go to bed with me and we're going to wake up and do it again. I'm going to watch you run your team meetings. I'm going to watch you do your thing. I'm going to watch you do everything that you do. Right. What are you going to do in those 30 days? Do you think you'll make your connects every single day?
Be on your best behavior.
Yep. You think you're going to eat well? Yep. You think you're going to wake up early? Yep. You think you're going to do it on the days you don't feel like it? Yep. You think you're after 30 days of team meetings that they're going to get better and better and better and better? Yep. You think you're going to actually bring your best training you possibly can to your agents each time you train them? Yep. This is why it's so important by who you fucking spend your time with. You don't have enough me's around you, enough mats around you. And the reason you don't is because you're not a magnet to those people because you don't do your thing.
Mm.
Watch this, guys. And I proved this yesterday in our training. Cody was in our training. You don't know Cody. He runs our master agent mastermind for the Built for More with Lauren every other week. And it was funny because I said this. I said, here's what's crazy when you start behaving the way you know you need to behave and you start regulating emotion, you go all in. It starts to be weird when you don't. And I, in my training the other day, I go, if Cody didn't show up for 2 days and he didn't post on social media and you didn't see him or talk to him, what would you guys start to think? And everyone in the class goes, I'd be really worried about him. I'd be worried something happened. I'd be worried something went down. Some of you can leave for 2, 3 days and ain't nobody worried about you. You want to know why? Because it's what the fuck you do. And this morning I had a 7:30 appointment with Cody, and I went into Richie and I was like, who's his assistant? And it was 7:30. I'm like, where's Cody? He goes, dude, I haven't talked to him. He's like, this is weird. Literally this morning. And he walks in at 7:31 for our appointment. I'm like, 1 minute late, dude. He's like, dude, I'm sorry. It's not like it was just not like him, right? See, even average people will hold you accountable when you become that person.
Mm.
Even the average will hold you more accountable because as you grow, people will, there's more responsibility that comes with it and there's more expectations that come out of it. So, the last thing that you need to do is surround yourself with the right people, get yourself in the right communities, get yourself in the right thing. This is why, and I've said this, Matt, and I've said this a long time. I go, you want to know why you're not crushing it? Why? I go, you got the wrong fucking spouse.
Hmm.
Like, say a guy out in Nashville, right? I mean, this is a little, whatever. But I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be your spouse for 30 days. You're gonna change. You're gonna level up. You're gonna do what you need to be doing. You're gonna hit your connects every single day. You're gonna dial it the fuck in, and you're gonna prove to yourself that you're capable of it. This is why people avoid people like me and you. It's why people don't hire people like me and you. It's why people don't go join communities like ours at the Built for More community. It's why people don't get in the rooms with us. It's why. It's because they're in emotion, which is ego, and their ego doesn't let them do it. People that live by principle, they pause and they go, what can I learn from Matt? What would it be like if I just got in the room with him and I was just open and just curious? And then what if I took the little things that he gave me and I took it this far? Oh,
Yeah.
I might actually gain a friend. Because Matt only likes to be, I asked Matt the other day, what does he look for in a friend? And he said he looks for someone who's driven, who's kind, who contributes, who does whatever it takes, who doesn't quit, who takes immediate action, and who can regulate emotion, and who can be the freaking lighthouse in the storm. Oh, so that's all I got to be Matt's friend? Yep, cool. I go do it. Now I have Matt's friend. Oh, and then I met one of other Matt's friends, and now I have a group and a community. And you get what I mean?
Yep.
And then you have no choice. You have no choice. And
And,
so
and a lot of people feel that, and I felt this too, is that you mentioned the expectation, right? The expectation, the average even expect more of you when you become that person. And I think that can be heavy, but I would encourage everyone to look at it as like that, what a privilege. Like that's something that you earned, right? What a privilege to be the person that other people expect greatness from,
yeah.
right? Like how cool of
Yes,
a life is that?
it is. I love it. I used to take it for granted until I had a mindset shift like what you just said, where it's like it's what a privilege for people to expect a lot out of you, right? Where it's something that I remember they're like, Dustin, why don't you just buy this, you know, this piece of land in this section over here and this. Well, what the you guys think I'm freaking David Copperfield here? I'm like, who do you think you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, they believe in me more than they believe in themselves. They think I can do anything. And their expectation of me is that I do the impossible.
Yeah.
I go, what a blessing.
Yep.
What a blessing that people around me, even the average people, they believe I can do the impossible. And it's when like, even my friends' daughters or my Scott's daughters on my team, they're like, Dustin, are you going to build us another bridge here in Havasu? And I'm like, this is, at first I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay. I got enough on my plate. But then I started saying, it's like, it's a blessing. It's truly a
Yeah.
blessing.
So good. All right, man. I know we got to wrap this up. I got one important question to end this with. So
Hit it.
when you go and visit this person in Nashville, you gonna be the big spoon or the little spoon?
Okay. I'm tired of it. I knew it was going to be something gay, which I'm
You're
cool
the
with.
one talking about
Uh,
sleeping with some guy in Nashville,
no,
man.
I didn't say sleeping with the guy. I said I'm gonna
You
be
did. You said you were
his.
gonna be their spouse for 30
I'm
days.
gonna be his living spouse. And so I was trying to give. It might have been a bad analogy. When I freestyle some of these analogies, sometimes Matthew, they're not great. When I'm freestyling the fact that hey, I was trying to tell you how important your spouse was. Okay, um, and it's how important it is to have a spouse you respect.
Yeah.
Because if you surround yourself with a bunch of people you respect, like I'm not super interested in surrounding myself with a bunch of people I quote unquote love. I want to surround myself with a bunch of people I trust and respect.
I think
Because when I tr
that's higher on my list as well. I think
yeah,
that's a lot of high achievers would probably, if they were honest, like that's I would rather be respected than loved.
amen. Because there's this thing in this like friendship where it's like, hey, you got my back, Matt. You got my back. You got my back. And the truth is, a real friend, like they don't need you to have their back. They got their own back. And let's just come together and we can go further together. You take care of you. I'll take care of me. I won't blame you for anything. You don't blame me for anything.
Yep.
And then let's just support each other and move forward. But when you're surrounded by a ton of people that you respect, you step the fuck up
Yep.
because you don't want to let them down.
100%.
All right, guys. Hey, this is a fire episode, by the way. And freaking Matthew Smith, I always tell him this before I get on. I'm like, dude, what I love about doing these podcasts is selfishly, I feel like I'm gonna run through a brick wall every time I get off them.
Same.
I feel so good. Um, but if you guys want more information on the Built for More community here at EXP, reach out to Matt or I on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. As well as if you got any value from this podcast, share it with somebody, share it with your team. Use this as a training, guys. If you heard
Yep.
this right now, put this on as a training inside of your real estate team or your brokerage, and use these podcasts as training because they're perfect for that. Because there's something powerful about Matt and I saying it instead of you saying it.
Yep.
So that's why Matt's trained my team. I've trained Matt's teams. It's these things that third party verification and validity is powerful.
100%.
All right, guys. See ya.